Hello, friends. Welcome back. I'm doing another tier video. It's tier video time. This time, we're doing all the shows I watched this year. We're just gonna rank every single show that I watched. I decided either, depending on the show, for Succession, it's just the one season. For other shows, it must have been, a concerted effort that I made to watch the show. It's shows I watched in 2023. A brief disclaimer before I continue. Everything I say in this video is just my opinion that you don't have to agree with. These are the placings that I made of my shows, right? You can place them all differently, that's fine. Okay, as always with these, let's go over the tiers. Starting at the bottom, waste of time. This show was a waste of my time. It was not a good use of my time to watch it. Next one, strong start, weak finish. These are the ones where they started really good, but it just went insane at the end and I never finished it. Specifically, solid show. It's a solid show. It's the middle tier. It's a good show, but it's not an amazing show, right? Next one, exceptional. These are for the exceptional shows, the really, really good ones. And then on loop means when I finished the final episode, my instinctive move was to start the show over, right? There are shows that I've seen where I finish them and I'm like, okay, I feel accomplished. I feel like I did good. Then there are the shows where it's you watch the last scene and you're like, I need to do it again. I need to re-experience this. Those are the on-loop shows. Okay, starting us off, we have The Sopranos. I'm putting it in exceptional. This was a very good piece of television, if I do say so myself. I would like to stress, I did not know it was the 25th anniversary when I watched the show. I just wanted to watch The Sopranos, so I watched The Sopranos and then was informed. Very good show, would highly recommend. Once Upon a Time, strong start, weak finish. I never actually finished the show. I've started Once Upon a Time. I've seen season 1 of Once Upon a Time probably 5 times, and the first probably 3 or so seasons are really good. But those back episodes, the back half of the show, I never finished it. I know season 7 is set in Seattle, where I live. I've never seen a single episode of it. I never even finished the dark fairy plotline. I make it every time I try and finish this show. I make it to season 6, and I can never finish season 6. I just can't do it. I can't. The end of the show is a disaster, but the first half is so good. Madam Secretary. I'm putting in solid show. I'm putting it in a solid show. There is a trend. I watched a lot of drama-y shows, but there are exceptions. But either way, Madam Secretary is a solid show. I enjoy it. I have a weakness. There's one other political-based show on here. I do have a weakness for them. For the record, I love politics, in a freaky way. I just think it's interesting from, a mind games way, from a 4D chess stance. I find them fascinating, and these shows, they bring out the worst in me. They bring out the part of me that would be, a dictator, but, in a fun way. Next is Pretty Little Liars. I'm debating between exceptional and solid show. I'm gonna say solid show because I don't love the ending. Not just the Alex Drake shit, everyone hates that. Even just the time jump stuff. I think they should have ended it with high school. I don't love it conceptually that, they came back and chose to stay. Me, I would have left, right? I would have just fled the city the minute the CC Drake shit was over. I'd be like, bye, peace, absolutely not. I'm never coming back anyway. I understand, oh my god, I think it's Kenny JD, is if people make good choices, we wouldn't have film. And it applies to television too. If people made good choices, we would not have television. But also, some of y'all are stupid. And also, I just don't love the ending chunks that's going in solid show. But the first, really 4 or 5 seasons are very good. Avatar: The Last Airbender, our first, in no way a drama, and I'm putting it in on-loop. That's such a good show. That is such a good show. Oh my god, I watched it. I forget why I watched it, but I watched it this year. And I did it in a singular weekend. And I went into work the next day, and people were like, oh, what did you do with your weekend? What did you do with your weekend? And it's I binged a children's show and shed many tears. And they were all just cool. And then I told my coworker who's my age what I did, and she was like, I love that for you. That sounds so fun. But Avatar: The Last Airbender, god tier show. Literally god tier show. Although, the Twitter discourse around it, I'm not going to get into, but I will say some of you did not understand the plot of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Moving on, this is The Dragon Prince. I feel like this is, the least known show I watched. It's Dragon Prince. It is made by the same people who made Avatar. It's going to be a strong start, weak finish. It is 6 seasons long. The first 3 are cute, right? It's actually very similar to Pretty Little Liars in a way, because the first 3 seasons are really cute, and then they have, a 5-year time jump. And I don't like the last 3 seasons. I didn't watch them. I'm pretty sure they're still making more. Like, I started season 4, and I just couldn't do it. Like, it wasn't fun for me anymore. Like, the little baby was no longer a baby. The baby dragon is no longer as cute. The goofy teenager is no longer a teenager. He's like a talented magician in his 20s. It's weird. If you like Avatar, though, I think you'll enjoy the first 3 seasons. I can't comment on the last 3. Obi-Wan Kenobi is our first waste of time. I'm sorry, this show is a waste of time. I know I am not the first to make this claim, nor will I probably be the last. That show is a waste of time. It should have just been a singular film. It was a disaster. I did not enjoy it very much. Designated Survivor, Strong Start Week Finish. Here's the thing. When they moved that show to Netflix, they went insane and not in a fun way. Like, I don't enjoy it for its Netflix season. Also, one of the actors just died, like, very recently. And very suddenly, so rest in peace, I forgot your name, but he plays Aaron. I know he plays Aaron. I don't know the actor's actual name, but he plays Aaron. He was hot. But Designated Survivor, it starts really strong, and then it just gets into this, like, melodrama-ass shit where it's like, first this happens, then this terrible thing happens, then this terrible thing happens, and by the time his wife gets hit by a truck, I'm done. Victorious. Exceptional show for sure. I love Victorious. I really do. I haven't seen it in so long. Well, I hadn't seen it in so long, and I watched it, and it was so fun. I did have to illegally watch I had to, through other sources, watch the last 2 seasons, because the first 2 are on Netflix, the last 2 are not, but it was so fun. I had the time of my life watching Victorious. I've known this about myself for a long time. I think the funniest jokes are the ones no one laughs at. Like, when I was watching Victorious, I was texting my friends, and I was like, the best jokes are the ones where, like, the studio audience did not laugh, but I was in tears. Like, those are the best jokes, although your creator does not exist. Next, we have Succession, specifically season 4. I did not rewatch the whole show for season 4. It's going exceptional, though. I really enjoyed Succession. It's similar to the politics shows where, like, I love the 4D chess angle, plus I have a degree in business administration, so, like, I get it from that angle. And also, my mother's a lunatic, which I'm not gonna name names, but there are similarities. She's better than Logan Roy. But, like, there are similarities that I can see in, like, having a very busy mother. So, like, I loved Succession. It was very good. Although the bestie was obsessed with Roman and Mencken to the state that it got annoying. The Idol. I feel like I need a tier below Waste of Time. Like, it's going in Waste of Time. It is the worst show I saw this year. But I feel like I need a tier below that to, like, properly discuss my feelings on The Idol. I'm never going to talk. Like, there are so many hour-plus long videos fully dissecting everything that went wrong. If you want one, also Kenny JD, actually. Kenny JD, I'll put her video for The Idol in the description. She did a much better job than I ever could at explaining exactly why this show sucked. It was terrible. I'm, let's say, very intrigued to see what The Weeknd's new show is. Isn't it with Jenny Ortega and what's his name? There's someone else in there. There were, like, big names involved. And I'm intrigued. Next is The Ultimatum Queer Love. I thought about putting it in a Waste of Time. I'm actually going to put it in Strong Start Week Finish. It is not the worst thing I've ever seen. Even amongst the Lachey cinematic universe, let's call it, it is not the worst thing I've ever seen. Like, it was chaos. Both in ways I wanted and ways I did not expect. I did not expect several arcs of this show to come to fruition. All of you belong in prison of some variety, like whether it's an emotional prison, like a therapist's prison, or like jail. I won't name names, but like we all need intensive therapy. Closing out, we have The West Wing. Guys, fun fact, The West Wing is my favorite show of all time. The West Wing is my favorite show of all time. I've seen The West Wing like 8 times. I'm not even joking. I watched it for the first time maybe 2 years ago. I've since been watching it on like a very consistent basis. It is my comfort show. I love it so much. Again, like it does, a lot of these shows honestly suffer from like a very weaker last season or 2. But The West Wing, that first like really 5 seasons are just god tier television. I would highly recommend it. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. These are all the shows I watched and my various rankings of them. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, feel free to comment whatever you think. You can also like and subscribe if you want to or don't. I'll be okay either way. And yeah, thank you again for watching. Bye!